Hello everyone and welcome to Form in India, a news portal which covers his side of the story exclusively. Today we have with us a very special guest. She needs no introduction of course, as you have already seen her photo in the thumbnail. She is popular not only because of her films but also for speaking her heart out bravely and of course without being biased. So let's welcome Payal Rohatgi.
Namaste, Payal ji, and thank you so much for joining us. We are glad to have you with us today.
Namaste, thank you so much for inviting me.
And पायल जी क्योंकि हम असम से है, we are from Guwahati, तो अभी असम में बिहू का फंक्शन चल रहा है. So I wish you and your family a very happy Bhogali Bihu.
Oh, thank you so much. It's nice that we are learning more about Northeast and more about culture, which is a part of India these days because of social media.
Yes, definitely. So पायल जी, you were one of my personal favorites. उसके रीजन कई सारे हैं, लेकिन जो बिगेस्ट रीजन है वो ये है क्योंकि आपने हमेशा अपने जो व्यू पॉइंट्स है वो बहुत ही बोल्डली एंड ब्रेवली दुनिया के सामने रखी है. आपने कभी बायस्ड होके बात नहीं की. ये इनफैक्ट पूरी दुनिया को पता है. सब सब जानते हैं कि पायल रोहतगी इज नेवर बायस्ड. वो जो सही है उसका साथ देती है, चाहे कोई कुछ भी करे वो डरती नहीं है. एंड दैट्स द रीजन कि हमने आपको इनवाइट किया है, बिकॉज यू आर रियली एन इंस्पिरेशन फॉर मेनी. मैंने एक्चुअली ये बात इसलिए बोली है क्योंकि ऐसे कई सारे इन्फ्लुएंसर्स है, सेलिब्रिटीज है, बहुत सारे, जो एक्चुअली जो थोड़े ऑफ बीट्स टॉपिक है उन पे बात करना प्रेफर नहीं करते. अब उनके अपने अपने रीजंस होंगे, आई डोंट नो दैट, लेकिन आई फील अगर आप एक इन्फ्लुएंसर है तो आपके पास एक पावर है कि आप अपने फॉलोअर्स को इन्फ्लुएंस कर सकती है, उन्हें सही दिशा दिखा सकते हैं. सो आई फील कि इट इज एवरी इन्फ्लुएंसर्स मॉरल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कि वो जो सही है उसका साथ दे. तो पायल जी, क्योंकि आप खुद एक औरत है, यू आर ए वुमन, तो सबसे पहले मैं आपसे ये क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहूंगी कि अकॉर्डिंग टू यू what is feminism and what do you think about women empowerment?
Okay. First of all, I just wanted to rephrase your question. I don't call myself an influencer. I am an artist who is very opinionated. Influencers are people who just kind of sell clothes, bags, cosmetics because they get likes on their posts and they do that. Influencers are not usually people who speak their mind, they are just models or, unknown people who have got fame because of doing that. So I would really appreciate if you don't call me an influencer because I'm not. मैं आजकल सोशल मीडिया के जमाने में इंस्टाग्राम को एक्सप्लोर करती हूँ एंड आई support vocal for local because it is very very important to support made in India brand and people get confused with that. So coming back to the question, what was your question?
What, as a woman, what do you think about feminism and modern feminism and women empowerment?
Okay. Now, I believe in gender equality. Now, I believe that men and women, they have come on this earth to do different roles. But in technicality, both of them should be considered equal, partners in equality. मगर पुरुष प्रधान देश है, हमने देखा है, देश नहीं दुनिया है पुरुष प्रधान. तो एक तरीके से फेमिनिज्म का एक मूवमेंट चालू हुआ काफी वर्षों से हमने देखा, जहां पर वी सी दैट women say that their rights are curtailed. Now women rights are curtailed not only in one religion but I think mostly in all religions because women have always been considered to be second to men. एक थॉट प्रोसेस है, वो थॉट प्रोसेस को फेमिनिज्म I would think should have, brought it out properly. Magar feminism then has become modern feminism, which has become aggressive towards men, wanting to trap men in false cases, wanting to put them down and, make them suffer, punish them because probably they stopped loving them or they had a fallout or to get back into a power position thing. I don't know. But feminism, which is a great cause, has become modern feminism, which looks like a revenge kind of a movement, which is wrong. तो एक थिन लाइन है, वो थिन लाइन मेंटेन करनी पड़ती है क्योंकि जब मैं रियलिटी शोज भी करती हूँ तब मैंने नोटिस किया है कि जब लड़कियों को अगर एक स्पर्धा में, एक खेल में, एक टास्क में साथ छोड़ दिया जाता है, एंड लड़कियां बोलती है हम करेंगे बिकॉज वी आर इक्वल टू मेन। सिमिलरली वो लड़कियां जब लगता है उनको कि वो टास्क हार रहे हैं, वो सडनली वुमन एंगल ले आएंगे, उसने मेरे चेस्ट को हाथ लगाया, उसने मुझे गलत
बिल्कुल
तरीके
बिल्कुल।
से पकड़ा। वो गलत है क्योंकि आप एक एक्टिविटी में है, एक्टिविटी में हाथ लगेगा तो वेयर क्लोथ्स इन सच अ वे दैट अगर हाथ लगे भी, इट इज नॉट इन अ सेक्सुअल मैनर, इट इज इन अ स्पोर्ट काइंड ऑफ एक्टिविटी। तो ये तो देखते हैं हम। सो दिस इज व्हाट इज फेमिनिज्म as per me, and which has now converted into modern
मॉडर्न
feminism.
फेमिनिज्म।
Yeah, as per me.
ओके। एंड अगर आप बात करते हैं वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट की, तो मतलब आप ऐसे कौन से पॉइंट्स रखने चाहेंगे इसमें जो एक्चुअली होना चाहिए और वो नहीं होके कुछ और हो रहा है?
See, women empowerment में मैं आपको एक बात बताती हूँ. Women empowerment in its individuality means women who are actually in control of themselves and women who are actually inspiring other women. Women empowerment में ऐसा नहीं होता कि women become submissive to certain men and control and overpower other women and then call themselves examples of women empowerment.
बिल्कुल।
बिकॉज मैं देखती हूँ कि बहुत सारे पॉलिटिशियंस हो, बहुत सारे इन्फ्लुएंशियल पीपल हो, मेन हो, they are talking about beti bachao, beti padhao. They are talking about doing things for the upliftment of women. The women who are associated with these influential men are actually saying this also. But in totality, are those women who are saying that actually having their own women empowerment? That is the question that needs to be asked to them, because they are pretending to sell an idea of women empowerment when in reality they are submissive to the men who want this idea to be sold so that हम बोल सके कि ये पुरुष प्रधान देश नहीं है. So life, as you see, is very complex. So women empowerment means, in my sensibility, women who in their individuality can say what they feel and are respected for their point of view. They are not called abusive because they say their point of view. They are not called aggressive because they say their point of view. You can call them assertive. But आप एक independent, empowered woman को abusive, aggressive का खिताब नहीं दे सकते हैं just because you don't like what she's saying. But that is how this world is working. And there are a lot of women who are actually abusive. And these abusive women are loved by the men because these abusive women are submissive to those men. Do you understand? It's a very, very thin line that can be observed. But for me, that is women empowerment. A woman who is able to say her point of view without being afraid of the consequences, and nobody judges her because of her point.
Yes, that's true. Even I agree with that. But here I would like to raise one more question कि ऐसा कई बार हमने सुना है, आपने भी सुना होगा कि girls, they say, when they start earning, they say that we don't need a man now. So do you agree with this statement?
See, financial independence is very, very important. For a woman, it is more so because whether you are in India or whether you are in West में थोड़ा कम है, मगर India में still after marriage, it is expected that the man runs the house. So when the man runs the house means the man has got financial control and the man is able to take care of the expenses of the house. A woman is basically supposed to manage the house in that money which is given to her. But when a woman wants to spend money individually on herself, she has to ask the husband, ask the man. Abhi bhi we have arranged marriages and we have love marriages. Arranged marriages mein, I don't know how the equation gets settled, but love marriages mein, obviously there is communication. The partners know about each other's lifestyle and they know what kind of expenses, the other person has in their lives, and if they are okay with each other's expenses and lifestyle, they get married. मगर arranged marriage में ऐसा नहीं होता. Woman is mostly dependent on the man. If she even has to buy a sari or a piece of jewelry, or
Yes.
maybe just go to a parlor because she is not earning money and she has left her father's house and come to her husband as per the Indian tradition. So I feel that financial independence is very, very important for a woman, whether Indian woman or woman anywhere in the world. Because with financial independence, you are not making decisions based on that requirement of finance. You are making decisions based on love, affection, partnership. You are not making decisions based on money. So that independence is very important to make unbiased decision.
Yes, yes, very true. And then we also see women, no, like जो लड़कियां ये बोलती है that I don't need a man, I can manage myself. That's a very good thing. But then the same girls, we have seen many such cases. The same girls, the same women, no, after getting married, when they file for a divorce, even though she is earning well enough, she claims maintenance or alimony, even though she is earning maybe more than the husband. So in this case, what do you want to say? Like, any
Well,
message?
I think the laws should be reformed. Whenever there is a divorce, then I think the people in the court should see who is earning how much, what are the modes of income of the wife and the husband, and as per that, the settlement should be made. The alimony should be decided because times are changing. There are a lot of women who just get married for the heck of the money, and after 6 months they figure out they have differences, and it can be either ways. So nobody should be misused because of this practice that only a man should give alimony to the wife. Sometimes women are succumbed to domestic violence and they have children and they have to look after their children and they need the money, but they are earning also, but they are not earning that much that they can support the child, and the
Yes.
father is not wanting to look after the child. So there are lots of aspects to everything, and I believe in the modern society, because women are earning and women are financially making themselves self reliant, in a court of law where a divorce case comes in, a judge should ask the lawyers of both the parties to disclose who is earning what, since how many years, whether the job is a regular job, is a or a temporary job or a permanent job, and accordingly make the right decision.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Now, I would like to come to Bollywood. Uh, in many films, हमने ऐसे कई सारे फिल्में देखी है जहाँ पे we have seen that they are showing the girl as the weaker gender and she is very vulnerable. लेकिन mostly films में यही दिखाए जाते हैं, but we have also so many cases, जहाँ पे मर्दों के साथ भी बहुत गलत होता है, but we don't have any films on that. We always try to show that the girl is weak and she is vulnerable. सो डोंट यू थिंक कि बॉलीवुड में ऐसी फिल्में भी आनी चाहिए जहाँ पे आप जो अदर जेंडर है, जो दूसरा जेंडर है, मेल या जो थर्ड जेंडर है, ट्रांसजेंडर, सबके प्रॉब्लम्स के बारे में उसमें फिल्में बननी चाहिए. लाइक व्हाई ओनली द वुमन यू आर शोइंग दैट शी इज वीक एंड वल्नरेबल.
See, you have to understand that Bollywood is a part of the Indian film industry. The Indian film industry comprises of films that are made in South India also, and nowadays those films in South India are getting a lot of visibility and acceptability in
Yes.
Northern Belt, because I think the social media team is working really well, who want to promote the South films because that's how it's working.
Yes,
Let's
yes.
be honest. But I would just say the Indian film industry comprises of Bollywood. Bollywood is not in entirety the entire Indian film industry. Also, in Bollywood, you have had films like Damini, which have been made years back when
Yes,
Meenakshi
yes, yes.
Shadri was the crusader. You have had women-oriented films, very strong women-oriented films. Now even Kangana does all these women-oriented films, and that
Yes,
is
yes.
why I thought she was a strong woman. But then her portrayal on screen and in real life could be different. But she does
Different.
strong women roles like Rani Lakshmi Bai, and now some Air Force fighter role and everything. So Bollywood does give strong roles, and now even I think Emergency she's playing Indira Gandhi. In India, the first woman prime minister was Indira Gandhi. So we have strong women roles in Bollywood. Sunil Shetty's son was, he made his debut in a film. I don't remember the name of the film, but in that film, it was shown that how the woman kind of used him, trapped him, and he was vulnerable. He fell in love with the girl, and the girl kind of used him, and she had a husband and she just wanted some affair with him. So that film was actually in favor of a man, and the
Mhm.
things that men go through a woman also in a relationship. They can be more vulnerable, more emotional as compared to the woman. So I think concepts are being made, and changes are happening. Cinema obviously reflects a lot that we see in the society, how propaganda is, promoted in the society. There were times when Hindu phobia content was being promoted in Bollywood a lot, because that was the thought process that was being navigated through various articles, memes, or mediums. Now people are much more careful. They think before kind of targeting the gods and goddesses of our religion. So
Mhm.
things change. But now that you all are talking about how men are also kind of trapped in false cases and false relationships, and they also are human beings, they end up crying. I think more content will be made in Bollywood, because they also have to give new content to the audience.
Yes, 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 definitely. And what I feel is that even the one more film was made, as you said, no, there was a film called Article 375. It did not gain much popularity. There was Akshay Khanna in the film.
Yes,
Uh,
yes,
th yes, and that was also, I saw that film, and at that time, even I was not into all this. Like this NGO was
yes.
not formed. I was not into this. It was years back. I saw that, and that was the first time when I came to know that, oh, this thing also happens. Like false cases happen, like all the
Yeah.
girls are not saying the truth that I was raped or I was done this or this was done to me. So men are also there who like get trapped into false cases and they get punished for no reason. But what I felt is that there was very less promotion done, and so I think people they were not aware of such films, and even today also there I don't think much people are aware of this film. So I think more promotion and more awareness needs to be spread. And like as I said before, like celebrities should spread awareness and talk about this because we follow you people, and you have the power to influence people. So I personally feel that celebrities should start talking about this as you talk about gender neutrality and all.
Well, that's
Uh,
personal. We can't force people. There are a lot of women
yes, we can't
who want
force.
to behave dumb. They behave dumb. They know everything, but they want to portray themselves as dumb.
That's why I say that people I do not know what problems people are having with these topics. Like there are many topics actually, like mental health awareness is there, then pseudo feminism is there, men's rights, so many things. But I rarely even there are many people who directly say that I'm not comfortable speaking on all these topics. With I feel that there must be awareness raised on it. Like a few days back, we had like in the month of February, we will be having the marital rape verdict. I think we're aware of that. So, what is your personal opinion on marital rape? Like, it should be criminalized or it should not be criminalized?
See, marital rape. Now, obviously, anything which is done without the consent of a partner is not correct. No one can force another partner. Neither a woman can force a man, nor can a man force a woman, because they are legally married to each other. So, marital rape needs to be uh, made sure that it is having the correct points in it, because sometimes women can just get up and then file cases against their happily married husbands because they want to get back to them, saying that he raped me 2 years back, and that
Yes, yes,
amounts to marital rape. So there has to be a lot of legal structure work when you work on laws like these. I'm not a lawyer, but this is what I've understood, that there are cases where women are subjected to genuine marital rape by aggressive men who think that it is their right to have sex or intercourse with their wife whenever they feel like, because they've married them. And there are women who then try to use certain laws like marital rape law against those husbands who are not listening to them, or whom she wants to get rid of or punish or torture. So
yes.
we need to have clarity that what kind of legal work are we going to be making to make sure that these laws are respected for what they want to do to the society in terms of reformation.
Definitely. And like a few days back, there was an incident in Delhi on 31st that a girl named Anjali, she was dragged by five men, but because they were drunk, and like unfortunately she lost her life. And then now public is demanding कि हम like उन पांचों को आप सजा दो, like hang till death, something like that. लेकिन ऐसे कई सारे केसेस है जहाँ पे हमने ये भी देखा है कि girl she hit a man and the man dies because she was drunk. बट वहां पे इनफैक्ट आसाम में भी ऐसे केस हुए हैं जहाँ पे एक लड़की ने शी इज अ इन्फ्लुएंसर बाय द वे जिसने ये किया था गुवाहाटी में एंड देन शी हिट अ मैन एंड ही डाइड ही वाज अ वर्कर ही डाइड बट टुडे शी इज रोमिंग फ्रीली नोबडी हैज डिमांडेड हैंग टिल डेथ या लाइफ टाइम इम्प्रिजनमेंट फॉर हर इनिशियली थोड़े से वो मतलब प्रोटेस्ट वगैरह हुए थे लेकिन उस टाइप का कुछ बड़ा कुछ नहीं हुआ ऐसे कई सारे केसेस दिल्ली इनफैक्ट ऑन द सेम 31st नाइट इस साल आई मीन लास्ट ईयर एक लड़का भी मरा था लेकिन उसको किसी तरह का कंपेंसेशन नहीं मिला कुछ नहीं मिला जबकि अंजलि की फैमिली को मिला इनफैक्ट और एक लड़की थी उसकी फैमिली को भी मिला तो इसमें आप क्या कहना चाहती है कि डोंट यू थिंक कि क्रिमिनल शुड नॉट बी जज्ड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द जेंडर्स लाइक अगर आप लड़की भी है या मैं लड़की हूँ मैंने अगर कोई क्राइम किया भी है और उससे किसी की जान गई है या फिर वो बहुत सीवियर है तो मुझे भी आई थिंक वो सेम पनिशमेंट मिलना चाहिए जस्ट
Yeah,
बिकॉज आई एम ए वुमन यू कैन नॉट लीव मी फ्री
yeah, yes. I agree that the crime, whether committed by a man or whether committed by a woman, if it is the same crime, the crime has been committed with the same intensity, causing the same consequence, then the punishment for it also has to be same. Because what happens is that a lot of times certain crimes get highlighted because of political undercurrents. Like Delhi has a different government, social media is handled by different government people, IT cells. So then certain IT cells promote something which has happened in Delhi because they feel that Delhi comes under Arvind Kejriwal's rule. So by talking about something that has happened in Delhi, they will get brownie points for the next election. And in that context, incident of Anjali, which is very, very sad because she lost her life, and it is really, really very bad what happened. You know, for 12 kilometers, she was being
Yes,
dragged, and
it was actually terrible and horrible.
horrible. You know, a body is being dragged, a young person, a young life, and it's worse than that of an animal because you are seeing something like this happening. Because I saw footage of it that the people in the car had got down and checked the bottom of the car and still then got back into the car, and then there were bystanders, and I read interviews of witnesses saying that they called up the helpline, yet nobody was there to kind of figure this out. So what happens is that in the political tug of war, certain incidents get highlighted, but as Indian citizens, as responsible Indian citizens, we should make sure that if a similar crime is committed by the opposite sex also, then the punishments need to be same. Yes, in the court of law, there will be certain cases which will be publicly highlighted, and there will be certain cases which will not be publicly highlighted, but the judge has to be unbiased because that's his duty.
Yes, that's true. And यही जो नहीं होता है एक्चुअली इन मेनी केसेस हमने देखा है कि जज जो है वो खुद ही थोड़ा सा लाइक वुमेन के फेवर में बात करते हैं एंड दे डोंट इवन लिसन टू द मैन लोग व्हाट ही इज ट्राइंग टू से एंड यही रीजन है कि आज इतने सारे केसेस जो है पेंडिंग है इनफैक्ट जहाँ पे गलत इंसान को जेल हो रही है या फिर जो मैरिटल इश्यूज जो होते हैं उसमें 498A आ गया डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस आ गया उसमें जो जज है वो सुनता ही नहीं है कि लड़का क्या बोलने की कोशिश कर रहा है एंड यू गिव एम्पल अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम टू द गर्ल to bring evidences like मैंने अगर कहा है कि इसने मुझे मारा है I don't think I will take 2 years of time to get evidences so ये सब कुछ चीजें हो रही है और उसी के अगेंस्ट हम बात करते हैं हम अवेयरनेस स्प्रेड करने की पूरी कोशिश कर रहे हैं तो यहाँ पे मैं और एक बात बोलना चाहूंगी लाइक लास्ट ईयर रणवीर सिंह ने एक न्यूड फोटोशूट किया था जिसकी वजह से काफी कंट्रोवर्सीज हुई और वो नेशनल इशू बन गया जबकि रणवीर सिंह से काफी साल पहले बहुत सारी एक्ट्रेसेस ने भी पॉपुलर मॉडल्स ने भी न्यूड फोटोशूट किया था लेकिन उस टाइम पे किसी ने भी उस चीज को उस नजरिए से नहीं देखा या फिर किसी ने ये नहीं कहा कि हमारी संस्कृति में इसका लाइक बुरा प्रभाव पड़ रहा है इसकी वजह से रेप्स बढ़ रहे ये सब किसी ने तब कुछ नहीं कहा बोलते थे जिनको बोलना था लाइक इन ग्रुप्स पीपल यूज्ड टू डिस्कस लेकिन नेशनल इशू कभी नहीं बना तो इसमें आप लाइक आपकी क्या ओपिनियन है इसमें क्योंकि इसमें पुलिस केस भी किया गया था रणबीर के अगेंस्ट में तो इसमें आपकी क्या ओपिनियन है क्या ये सही था जो हुआ
See, sometimes I feel that certain issues are blown out of proportion, like Ranveer's nude photo shoot was blown out of proportion by political parties. Again, there were various political parties and various activists talking about how this was wrong, and I think a FIR which had section 66 and 67 of the IT Act was put on him, because I also have cases which have IT Act or put on me, so I picked that up. So I would just like to say that sometimes these controversies are created to build the market of the artist. Sometimes these controversies are politically motivated because that's the way it works. Sometimes these controversies are uh, just to sell a certain narrative that हमारी संस्कृति में ये allowed नहीं है, हमारी संस्कृति में वो allowed नहीं है. When people forget that we live in the times of social media, you have a Sunny Leon who's doing porn business still and running a website after portraying herself to be an ideal woman of having a lot of values, which is again her uh, personal choice, and we are nobody to judge her. But then she is the one who's actually doing that, but nobody's judging her of burning her effigies or putting IT section acts on her.
Yes, true.
Nothing of that sort is happening. And on Ranveer Singh, you're doing something like that because he shot for it. So I would just say that I think Ranveer Singh got the publicity, but everything comes with a pinch of salt, and the pinch of salt was the FIR. He is well connected and must be having a very good team of lawyers to get him out of those legal cases. And he should just bask in the glory of all the publicity that he got, whether it was negative, but it did get him a lot of sympathy from people who found that controversy very, very stupid. So in a way, it helped him, it benefited him, and exposed the hypocrisy of a lot of people, which does run in India.
Definitely, and that's the reason I like you, Payal ji, because you say the truth. किसी का डर नहीं है आपको, आप जो सही है आप वही बोल देते हो. एंड आई डोंट थिंक कि मुझे आज तक किसी ने ये ऐसे जवाब दिया. इसको ये क्वेश्चन मैंने बहुत लोगों से पूछा था, आपसे पहले ही मैंने जिन लोगों का इंटरव्यू लिया ये टॉपिक मैंने रेज किया था, लेकिन किसी ने भी ये नहीं कहा था. सो दैट्स द रीजन यू आर माय पर्सनल फेवरेट. सो पायल जी, अब मैं आपसे पूछूंगी कि जो कुछ सालों पहले मी टू का जो एक क्या बोलूं, वो एक कैंपेन चला था, तो उसमें बहुत सारी लड़कियां आगे बढ़ के आई थी जो 10 साल पहले की केसेस लेके आई, 6 साल पहले की केसेस लेके आई कि मुझ पे मतलब मेरे साथ जबरदस्ती रेप हुआ या मोलेस्टेशन हुआ. सो इसमें आपको क्या लगता है, क्या लाइक मी टू जो है वो एक्चुअली में जिस रीजन से ये निकाला गया था उसका वो मोटिव अचीव हुआ, या ये कुछ किसी और डायरेक्शन में चला गया?
See, just like everything has two sides. You have got marital rape laws so that women are not misused by their husbands, wives are not misused by the husbands. Similarly, Me Too was got because there were people like Harvey Weinstein who in Hollywood were using or misusing their position to kind of sleep with young actresses who were talented yet had to give in to him to get the role in his banner, and his banner was one of the biggest banners. So Me Too came from Hollywood because Hollywood is more famous for the casting couches as compared to India, because Hollywood has more glamour, more money,
Yes.
more things at stake, and women who are cast there are pushed to the wall more as compared to the women in India. So Me Too came from Hollywood. In India also, we have heard a lot of casting couch stories. You had heard about how Mamta Kulkarni talked about Rajkumar Santoshi misbehaving with her, and then her career was technically over. So whenever an actress, other than Kangana Ranaut, earlier spoke about how she was, molested or sexually taken advantage of by the director, producer, her career was technically over. But now, because of Me Too, we have a lot of actresses who suffered from the hands of a lot of powerful men. The names are out there, whether it be a Sajid Khan, whether it be somebody else. Those names have come out in the market. But everything, like I said, has two sides to it. some cases may be genuine, some cases may not be genuine, some cases may be of those women who might have been insulted and they might have just made up those stories, and some cases must be genuine cases. See, I also had a bad incident with a director called as Debakar Banerjee, but I raised my voice when it happened there and then. I did not wait
Hmm.
for Me Too to happen in India for me to kind of raise my voice against it. So that's my nature. But a lot of women are digging up old stuff. Either they are genuine with their details, or they are just doing it for the heck of doing it because they think it's a good way to get even. But whatever said and done, I'm just thankful that there has become so much of awareness that now whoever is stepping into the industry, that girl and that boy will not be subjected to this as easily as earlier the girls and boys were subjected to it, whether they were established actors or newcomers. You have casting directors, you have Zoom interviews, you have Zoom auditions, everything is professional. You have CCTV cameras, you have smartphones. Nobody can actually rape you unless and until you make them feel that it is okay to get physical with you, you know. So all this thing, let's look at the positive side that Me Too has done a lot for girls as well as boys and men too, so that now things are becoming much more professional.
Yes, definitely. And having said that, अभी क्योंकि हम डिवोर्स एंड marital issues की भी बात कर रहे थे कुछ देर पहले, सो पायल जी, बिकॉज यू आर ऑल्सो मैरिड, तो आपके और आपके हस्बैंड के बीच में भी काफी टाइम ऐसे अनबन या डिस्प्यूट्स या डिसएग्रीमेंट्स होते होंगे, एंड आज की जनरेशन में या आज के जमाने में ये देखा गया है कि मोस्ट ऑफ द डिवोर्स केसेस वो इसलिए होते हैं बिकॉज ऑफ ईगो क्लैशेस। ऐसे बहुत सारे केसेस है जो शायद इतने कुछ बहुत बड़ा हुआ भी नहीं उनके बीच में, छोटा कुछ आर्ग्यूमेंट हो गया या कुछ हो गया एंड दे डिसाइड टू गेट सेपरेटेड, वो बाकी और कुछ नहीं सोचते। सो हियर आई वुड लाइक यू टू गिव some advice to our followers, our audience जो आपको देख रहे हैं, like how to ऐसे सिचुएशन को वो हैंडल कैसे करें, अगर कभी बहुत बड़ी कोई अनबन भी हो जाती है, देन ऑल्सो हाउ शुड द कपल्स हैंडल सिचुएशंस एंड अवॉइड रीचिंग द स्टेज जहां पे आपको डिवोर्स लेना पड़ जाए।
Okay, let me just tell you one thing. Good we are talking about this because I have known my husband for 12 years, and
Yes.
everybody knows that me and Sangram are completely opposite in terms of handling issues. The way he would handle an issue, I would handle it differently. He would be much more diplomatic, I would be much more brutal, because that's the way I am. I don't mince my words. He is someone who will get evasive because he would like, let's just, not hurt anybody. But sometimes it is important to tell the people the truth so that they don't cross the line again. So I'm just going to be telling this again. Me and my husband had a lot of differences. We come from different school of upbringing, different thought process, but we figured out our sync, because our sync is that we both have not been touch wood by God's grace pulled apart from each other, though we are different human beings, because we had some grounding with each other. We had that love, that respect, that bond which is invisible. Now after marriage also, let me tell you, you must have seen me in some lockup show. Yeah, you saw
Yes,
me.
yes.
So in that show, now what happened is that we had to discuss our secrets, okay, to save ourselves. Now, when the show was in the formatting stage, we did not know Kangana was the host and how the show flow is going to be, because
Okay.
it's the first reality show that was coming on this platform of Alt Balaji. And I had done reality shows, but this was my first reality show, no lockup. Nobody had seen. It was not as if हमने 15 seasons of Big Boss देखे हैं तो हमें show flow पता है एक
Mhm.
तरीके से. So we're discussing our secrets. Now, when you're discussing our secrets, we had to write it down. We had to email it to the production house, and then they would discuss among themselves from the 20 secrets which secret they would want to put for the uh, participant. What I'm saying is that now at this point, I have become much more mature to avoid a lot of irrelevant fights with my husband, because I have lived in such kind of a show alone by myself. I have seen a lot of manipulation. I have handled a lot of manipulation. So I have grown as a person. But I still maintain my character that was there in the show of saying whatever I have to say to the person who is trying to create a difference in my house, fight in my house, by saying it on that face. I don't let the person go. Because if somebody comes, now what happens is that there are very subtle ways to create differences between me and my husband. You praise my husband and you don't praise me. You praise Sangram and say he's a great human being, but you completely sideline me. You call me and my husband together for an event and you give him more importance and you don't give me. And these events and these place things are being coordinated by people who are known to us. So now what do I do? Instead of fighting with my husband, whenever there is a new inquiry or a new event or an activity like this, say, I ask the person to email me the requirement. On the email, I ask them to give me what is my job, what kind of felicitation, what is the criteria, can you fulfill it? If you can, then I will come, otherwise please go ahead with my husband. So this is a very subtle way of creating difference between the husband and wife, because both of us are professionals, both of us are from the entertainment industry, and both of us are used to a way of dealing with fans and people and friends. So you creep in insecurity, you creep in jealousy, you between the husband and the wife, but they don't know this is Payal Rohatgi, so I can figure it out. You say that Payal has a habit of treating everybody badly, rudely. You are liking my way of how I handled myself in the show, but then these people come to my life, tell my husband that Payal is very battamiz. She treats people rudely, like servants. And I'm like, you are unprofessional. You say something, you deliver something else, and somebody catches your lie, catches your unprofessionalism, then because it is Payal Rohatgi catching it, you want to brainwash her husband by saying that she's treating us badly. Do you understand? So
Yes, yes.
I make sure that I fight the narrative that XYZ tries to build so as to create difference in my house by attacking them. That's how it is. Attack is the best form of defense. People come, even in the show, I said that because the show had a lot of manipulators wanting to label me as Ladaku. Now, excuse me. If you are not going to let me survive, won't I stand up for myself and survive? Why will I not survive for myself? I have come in that show to earn my own money, to be visible, to play it to win. So why will I not fight for myself? My fighting for myself is labeled as Ladaku, and other people giving in to mind games is, applauded. Why would you love to appreciate somebody who's weak? Why wouldn't you want to support somebody who's fighting for themselves strongly, single-handedly? So this all happens. So I would just tell couples out there who have been recently married, understand what is the problem. Is your husband telling you that you have these negative traits out of his thought process, or is he being brainwashed to say that? If he's being brainwashed to say that, identify the people who are doing that and target them. Don't target your husband. Do you understand? Because by targeting your husband, you're breaking your own house.
Yes,
So
yes,
get
definitely.
smart. Get smart. This is what I would tell to all the women out there who are obviously ambitious, independent, strong-minded, that your husband loves you. That is why he's married you, because of your character. But then there'll be a lot of his friends who would misguide him, a lot of his employees who would misguide him, a lot of people around him who would give him half information. Try to find that instead of targeting your husband and fighting with him.
I completely agree. Yeah, yeah, I completely agree. And this is best piece of advice I would say to all the girls कि don't target your husband, क्योंकि यही हो रहा है actually they're targeting the husband कि उसने मुझे ऐसे बोल दिया, उसने मुझे ऐसे बोल दिया, divorce लेना है, but they forget the fact कि उस husband के चारों ओर दूसरे लोग भी तो हैं he is not talking with only you, he's talking with other people as well. So this is definitely a very like good advice you have given. So Payalji, lastly, what message do you have for our followers?
I would just like to tell all the followers and audiences of For Men portal to be as neutral as possible in their lives. I understand it might be difficult for you to be a man because you say that being a man, everybody expects you to be tough, and this portal is basically for those men who are not that tough and who have been misused by the women. But see, women are also subjected to a lot of crime even today in our society, though we are in a very modern space and age, and we are supposed to be, in a better social media aware scenario, but still we see a lot of crimes against women and a lot of boisterous attitude, chauvinist attitude. So let's be a little bit more neutral, is what I would tell to the audience of this platform. Maintain your authenticity, stand up for causes which are genuine causes. Just don't try to attach an agenda to every cause which fulfills your agenda. Let your cause be genuine. Work for it in its originality. No, we don't need to get brownie points from anybody. That's what I want to tell.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So Payalji, thank you so much for joining. And as I said, that we really love you, and your words are going to motivate and influence a lot of people, especially because I asked this last question, like how to handle disagreements between couples. That's because people know your love story. Actually, we all have seen that you both were together for such a long period of time, then you got married after such a long period of time, then again many things happened in the reality show lockup as well. So you are really an inspiration, that's what I feel. And also many other people, they feel the same about you, and we look forward to more such conversations with you so that you could motivate our people more and stop people from getting divorces. So
Yes.
yes, so thank you so much once again, Payalji.